I'm Adam Koster from Butterscotch Shenanigans. I'm the CTO and the web designer, and I'm here for a game, Levelhead.
So Adam, talk about what this game's all about.
This is a game that's it's a game for 1 to 4 players, and it's all about making and sharing levels and experiencing them together in co-op, sort of just fun, ridiculous play.
What are some of the challenges when making a game where people can design their own levels?
There are an enormous number of challenges. Mostly, we know people are going to play tricks on each other, and so there's a lot of how do we get players to make things that other players can trust? And of course, basically players are going to be making edge cases constantly, so we have to design things very, very carefully because we can't just know what the rules are, what the limitations are, and make our own levels that avoid those things. We have to just not have any of those problems so that players can make anything and that stuff can work. So it makes it so that everything has to be done way more tightly than we would if it was a game that didn't allow players to make their own content.
Can you talk about why you called your game Levelhead?
Yeah, we were brainstorming for a long time trying to find something that wasn't already trademarked, that wasn't that accurately felt like it described the game, and then it was something that people could search for, right? Which of course is really boring to say it had good SEO, but the truth is we needed something that did. And so this one we were brainstorming just words that were related to building things, and so it's like thinking, and so kind of head came in there, and then you're making levels, right? And so the pun that came out of that of level head stuck together, we really liked. It felt like it nicely encapsulated what the game's all about.
So what was it like working with the Nintendo Switch hardware?
It's been a blast, actually. We had Switches that we'd played before with some of the first party games, but until we were wanting to come to Switch, we hadn't really dug into the hardware. And it's been super fun to play with the Joy-Cons in particular, and to then develop our co-op part of the game with the Joy-Cons. So being able to just break apart the controller, hand one to your buddy, and have them immediately jump into the game and play with you, or in our case, also edit a level that you're making with you, and how easy and slick that's been has just been really, really fun.
Are you guys taking advantage of the waggle or the touchscreen at all?
We also have touchscreen support. Yep. So you can play the game entirely with touchscreen if you want to. So it has on-screen touch controls, and an editor, of course, is way more fun and intuitive with just using your finger. But you can use the full touch mode for the entire game if you want to.
So actually, can you talk about Game Maker? That's an engine we don't really hear a lot about.
Yeah, so we none of us came into game development along any, I don't know if there even is a natural path, but we all started from completely different fields, and then my brother, who does all of our game programming, didn't even know how to program when we all started this together, and so he learned programming in Game Maker Studio, and so that was just kind of how we started, and since then he's become an excellent programmer in that environment, so that's just what we've been using. And we've actually had a blast with it. It allows us to make games really fast, at least for 2D games, which is where all of our bread and butter has always been.